Hi guys! So this week we've been talking about equal parts or sharing shapes and breaking them into either two pieces. Remember, if it breaks into two equal parts, we say they're halves. 3 equal parts would be thirds and 4 equal parts would be fourths. So let's just kind of review, what does equal mean? It means the same. If you're wanting to share something, you want to make sure you give the same to somebody else, the same part, so that they're equal and that the people don't get their feelings hurt. So, these are shapes that are divided into equal parts, okay? All the parts are the same size. This circle, if I folded it in half, that semicircle would go on top of each other and they would be exactly the same. And since it's divided up into two pieces, it's divided up into 2 equal halves. We say halves. This square down here, since it's divided this way, is divided up into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. And so since it's divided up into 3 equal parts, it's called thirds. And this rhombus or diamond is divided up into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So we call them fourths. All right, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to draw a line to divide these shapes, okay? So if I want to divide this just into 2 shapes, I can go straight down the middle, and it would be an equal part, because if I folded it on top of each other, it would be completely equal. What about this triangle? I could go straight down here, and if I made it really, really straight, I know it looks a little bit off, it would be equal. What about the star? The star is where it gets tricky, because look what happens. If I try to divide it like this, is that equal? No, if I try to divide it, I have to try it a couple different ways, okay? What if I try to divide it straight down the middle like that? That would work if I would have taken it right here down the middle. So there's a couple different ways because of the angles that you could divide up the star. I could come straight down here and divide it up into equal parts. But all of these I divided up into halves. These shapes are divided up into parts, but they are unequal. They are not the same size. If this was a cookie and one person only got this little slice on the side, do you think they're going to be very happy? No, because they wouldn't think it was fair. Or look, this one has a huge piece in the middle. And then this one, they have some tiny triangles, but then over here you have someone else that has a huge piece. So they are unequal. So we're going to go ahead and draw these shapes into unequal parts. So that means I can just take a line anywhere. I can take as many lines as I want to try to make it into unequal parts. I could even make some parts that are equal. My triangles on the side might be equal, but then look. I've got a different part in the middle that would be bigger than the rest of them. And then I could just kind of make my lines go to the side that would be unequal. Okay, so here's what we're going to say. Equal or unequal? This is actually unequal, because look, the length down here is longer than the length at the bottom of this other trapezoid. So it's actually unequal. Even though it's very similar, they are not the same size. Okay, what about this one? Equal or unequal? That's right, equal. If I was to fold that in half, it would fit right on top of each other and be an equal shape. How about this one? Equal or unequal? Equal, very good. What if I would have divided it up this way? Would that have been equal? No, it would not have been equal. How about this? I've got one that's a triangle up here and then one that's a rectangle. Is that equal? No, that is very unequal. Equal parts or unequal parts? Unequal parts. That person in the middle is going to get a bigger piece. Equal or unequal? This grid is divided up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6 by 6 grid. So it means that there are 36 squares on it. But every one of the squares are equal, it's just divided up into a lot of equal parts. So it says draw a picture to illustrate equal. So if I want to draw equal, I might draw a circle, and then I can put a line right down the middle. But if I want to show unequal, I can draw that same circle, but what if I put the lines going like this, to where that middle part has a much bigger part than the others? Alright, in Seesaw, you have these slides that have different shapes on each slide. Your job is I want you to draw equal parts on each of these shapes. Now, some of the shapes, like the circle, you might break into 4 equal parts, and that's okay. But then the heart, you might only be able to break up into 2 equal parts. The square, you might be able to break up into 3 equal parts or 4 equal parts. So you choose, but the only thing is the parts have to be equal. So some of the shapes are going to be trickier than others to do that. All right, I am so excited to see how much you guys have done, okay? So go ahead and you can divide up your shapes, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.